Alright, so E131, what is it? Again, it is a standard, an international standard, it's approved. Again, you can buy a document and read it, it's pretty dry reading, unless you're a real tech, I will actually learn something about it technical. What is it really? It's DNX over an IP network. It comes out of your computer like you do. Same way you get out to the internet, it comes out on that network cable, and it's just a way of getting those DNX universes out of your computer, out into the yard. That's really the simple answer about what is it. A bit more in depth though. I'm going to look at these slides are exactly the same set of slides as I did with DNX. What's in it for me? What's in it for you? It is an easy way to get out of the computer. Nothing more simple than plugging in a single network cable out to a network switch, and from the network switch into some more devices. And it's pretty simple. It will handle 65,000 DNX universes. Okay. Very well, I've been there about 3 years' time. It has no serial port conflicts. Anyone who's run multiple DNX dongles, and I think this applies across all the software, if you unplug your DNX dongle, your software is likely to crash because it can no longer send serial port, it doesn't exist. I have a situation where if I unplug one of them, my software would go, oh, one's lost, I really want two. It'll crash. If you, especially in mixing, if you run two sequences at the same time, it'll say, I can't access the COM port, crash. Okay? I don't know whether the law does the same thing. I don't know whether you can run two sequences at the same time. I think if you've got serial out, it's going to crash because it can't access the serial port both at the same time. It's a limitation of the operating system. If you're going out E131, it doesn't care. Just the software just goes, I'm going out this network port, keep pumping data out, go, go, go. It just doesn't care. So that's a big thing. How does it work? Use standard network code. It takes the data from the software takes the data, packages it up into a network packet, and sends it out over the networks. You'll hear the terms multicast and unicast. Okay? Who watches videos on YouTube? They essentially generally are multicast, right? Because multiple people can watch them. Can't just send the data out to broadcast. Unicast says it's like your normal computer. You talk one computer to another. Right? It says, I want to send the data out to this point or this controller out here. That's unicast. Someone described it in Brisbane as, I can't even think how they described it. Described it in a way, so I'll forget that little story. So, multicast is easy in terms of software setups. And don't despair, Glorious 3 will get E131 this year. Okay. Multicast is quite easy. Just say, I want to send multicast out on this network port, this network adapter, and the controls on the other end know they can listen to universe 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. When I went out to Brisbane, all my setup was for a different IP address range. Down in Canberra, I just changed the network adapter on my computer to put it on the network, and all my multicast stuff just works. Really interestingly, this little controller that's sitting over back here, it wasn't even on the same IP address range as the rest of the equipment in Brisbane. It still worked, because multicast just worked across the network. It didn't care if it wasn't on the same IP address range. It worked. Whereas unicast, you actually have to say, send it out to that IP address out there. Data is sent by UDP. Now, this is slightly technical. IP traffic has two forms. It has TCP and UDP. TCP IP was described to me as, here's a letter, Mr. Marvin, it's registered, I want a receipt when it gets to the other end, and it gets delivered, you get the receipt back. It's an acknowledged receipt of the information that's going out there. It's a two-way communication. UDP, you send the email out, you hope it arrives to the other end, but you don't know whether it's got there. Okay? It just sends the data out. So, E131 is sent out over UDP. And that is one of the things that makes it a big question about whether you should run a wireless network. Because a wireless network is renowned for dropping packets and dropping information. So you never quite know whether that information you're sending out to your controllers has got there. Okay? But on a wired network, the information is going out there. It's like DNS, it just keeps sending the information out there. And it keeps sending. So you've got a pretty good chance that your information is always going to get there. Star network wiring. We talked about DMX being dropped in series along the copper. E131, you have a central network, so a central network switch, a network switch, and each one comes out individually, like your computers in your house, like your computers at work. It's all just connected to a network switch. Makes sense? I don't want to make it technical, I'm just keeping it simple. So, what sort of hardware? And in E131, you've got, in terms of the hardware, what you have, you've got what's called protocol bridges, okay? And you've got pixel controls. Okay, those two terms, you know them. What do you mean by that? The second one makes sense. Then the first one doesn't. Protocol bridge. Just takes E131 in and spits DMX or LLR protocol out the other side. I'll put in LLR because I do know that the forthcoming LLR E131 device will put out more protocol out of ports. Okay. And this is one of J16's Beacon gateway devices, the DR4, the E131 in that side, DMX out that side. Okay? When the forthcoming version for OR comes out, delete that big card screen, you will get DMX or LRR out that port. Cost on one of these, 135. Okay? So where a DMX dongle like that costs maybe $50 or $60, maybe $70, bill price at the moment, you get 4 DMX universes out for $135, plus freight, package, postage, etc. Sound like a salesman. I was playing around before, that's the 2-port version of exactly the same thing. E131 in that side, 2 ports of DMX in that side. So it's a protocol bridge, just bridges between 2 different protocols. Examples of that, J160, R2, there's multiple others. There's obviously the forthcoming more unit. RPM from JIC does a version of it. I think there's at least one other out there that does it. You can buy these commercially from guys like the brains on the way. There's a couple of the big production companies do it as well. So that's what we term the protocol bridge. Pixel controllers, they're the guys that actually take the E131 indirectly and control your pixels. They're technically protocol bridges because the pixels need protocol. Okay, they have their own protocols to use. But we don't refer to them as protocol bridges. There's the J160 range of products that are useful there. SAM devices also do a range of devices with their E68X series. Oscilloscopes, as mentioned earlier, the guys out in New Zealand, They do pro quality pixel controller hardware. Good quality stuff, but you will pay for it. Some of the considerations, if I get through this quickly and we don't have much questions, I'll pull out some of the new product from JLSS in terms of this range. Multicast versus unicast. I mentioned the difference between multicast and unicast before. If you're under around 68 universes, there are around 68 multicast universes last year without any issues. It's reckoned that somewhere around about 60 to 100 multicast universes is as many as you can run. I'm sending someone to sleep over here talking about this. Oh, okay. I'm not sure how to run over this stuff. I could do it down here. I'm not sure that'll work. It's not about the capacity of the network. The capacity of the network is not a problem. It's the ability of the controllers to actually filter out the data. That's where the limits are. So when you get really big, you've got to look at your unicast. It's going to be manageable. Sharing with your home network. In terms of the capacity of the network, doesn't matter. There's just not that much data. But if you plug a network cable into your home network and run it out into your yard, and you've got a pixel controller out in your yard that you're using, someone could walk up during the day and just unplug that from your controller and plug into your network. Not necessarily highly desirable. Okay? Depends what you've got on the network, of course. So you probably want to split your home network and your Christmas light control network physically from one another. Okay? I run my own network is in my garage. It's all cabled up. It's all physically cabled in my garage. But to get back into my home network, I've got a wireless connection from the show computer back in. So no one can walk up from my controls and just plug it into the network connection. It's going to go nowhere. It's not a completely different IP, just runs the whole. Software setups, as is mentioned, LRI has yet to provide E131 support, but it is in beta at the moment. I do know, as I said, the hardware is ready, the software side is in beta, I take it comes out soon. Most software these days, all the other software within the community now supports E131, because either Ed wrote plugins for Vixen or Quattro Pro, Vixen 3, etc., or the developer, as in HLS, writing it as well. So there's certainly support out there. Software setup is probably a little more difficult than DMX. You just don't plug in yourself to DMX Universe. You've got to tell where it's multicast, unicast. It's a bit more. It's a bit more involved. It's not just definitely not over the top. Once you do it a couple of times, it's pretty easy. I did mention wireless usage. I already mentioned that. It's definitely no ideal, but there's nothing stopping you using it. I've certainly streamed wireless in terms of testing. Personally, I've used it out of laptop wirelessly on a regular basis, but not in a production show. But just in terms of testing stuff, I've never seen anything that looks like a glitch or a drop. Like I've got 4 wireless access points floating around my house. That's a pretty solid wireless network. That's a very, very brief overview of E131. Questions?
What's family actually for? 100 meg, gigabit?
Doesn't matter. I wouldn't run 10 megabit.
Press it on the net. If you were to mix it with your home network, you would support it pretty much the gigabit network.
At the price of gigabit now, it's just going gigabit. In terms of usage, I ran 20 gigabits last year. I think I've seen about 1 megabit per second of traffic.
Yeah, modem movement stuff, something like that.
Yeah, really, the traffic's not the issue. Sharing in terms of your home network, in terms of data, it's not an issue.
It's the file servers that are probably smack my network fairly hard, so that's why.
Well, then separate it out. Yeah, but yeah, if you got a 1 gigabit network, you'll never notice it. It's background noise.
I'm more worried about the network traffic to do it rather than the level of the network.
Possible. So I can see.
Christian.
Okay, we have a question, chat. Okay, actually, raising computer software recommendations using E131. Don't quite follow the question. Explain that fraction more, mate.
Minimum requirements would be they would be 1.31, wouldn't it?
Minimum requirements in terms of software. Hey, Vixen runs E131.
I mean, just to get it done without compared to.
You've done Database by software for testing
Yeah.
in terms of E131. You're not going to come back with a further explanation of that. In terms of what's going computing power is what's going to limited by the software running. It's probably less overhead for the computer to generate E131 than it is to create DMX, and especially using open DMX bundles, which you're removing that overhead again. So to me, it's just one of those things that is a direction that I've got. Everything comes. I take one network over there. I ran 2 DMX bundles last year. And that was purely around the legacy of my own controllers not actually not working correctly with Ed's DMX turned out his DR4. But that was my firmware issue, not Ed's. So I was forced to run the controllers. We'll fix that this year, and we will be pure E131 out of the computer.
When you said the pixel controller in the presentation,
Yeah.
does that mean that it's an E31 and you can output to a screen of like a pixel?
Yep, that's exactly what that device, the P12 last thing on the bottom here.
Alright.
I guess I'd open the door to show off some of Ed's new gear.
Not this.
No, not really. Joe, what's this? What I'm holding up here, I'll pass it down. We're around Brisbane. This is a ECG ECG-V2. So it's E131 in, standard network connection, and 2 strings of pixels out the other side. Okay. 170 pixels. Oh. These are special. These are actually handled. You would normally get 1 universe per string. That's what we've always thought. That's been the standard. That's a theoretical thing that's been imposed by the concept of DNX. Okay? These controllers here are meant actually designed at my request to drive these pixel isomers that are sitting behind you. These will handle 4 universes of output on each pixel output. So 680 pixels on each output. So it actually goes 1360 pixels in each direction. You definitely need a central hub, a central switch, but it doesn't make the packets move any faster HP. Okay. 170 meg per universe, mate. That's just that's the standard DNX stuff. 170 pixels per universe. But as I said, what Ed's done is these sorts of controls to say, well, I can take 4 universes, well 8 universes actually, and split them into 4 universes per output. So I'll pass this around.
Surprisingly little device.
Well, you want it back?
I want it back.
I definitely know where that's going. Back in my box. This one here, this one looks exactly the same in terms of one of the boards. Quite highlight that, see what looks like an RGB connector, and 2 pixels out. This is actually the DMX version of it. So it's DMX here, 2 universes out. Well, 2 pixel outputs out. He's also designed a extra board that plugs on top of these, so you'll see the connectors on those for it. It'll also send out another additional 2 pixel strings, as well as with some switches on the back. It can be configured to actually accept inputs in, because so you can have remote triggers, sensor switches, pressure mats, all that sort of stuff that I know that Laura, I believe, accepts as inputs. These can come back as inputs to this and be used to trigger things. Believe it or not, this is actually done to be one of its primary functions outside the Christmas period used to be a garden light control. Okay? It was a garden light controller, so done a bunch of functionality. What I didn't show off in Adelaide in Brisbane was, I forgot where. You are getting exclusive. I did show it somewhere, but not at the presentation. What I have up there is a micro SD card. So one of the things it's looking at with these is to be able to actually send out a show via a stream, record it on the SD card, and then have a standalone device.
Like the LOR.
Very like the LOR show director. Okay. The one caveat we was talking about was he actually wanted to run separate software to program the cards, and no, let's not do that. Let's allow the ability to actually generate a show in the software, send it out to the unit, record it. This is the one caveat will be able to take this out and then process it. I'm not seeing that as a real big overhead. Okay.
I know exactly how many of these I've got. Right?
I would point out these are the original prototypes from Ed. They're the first ones he built by hand, and he sent them over to me for all the demos over here. So.
Now, Phil, I don't want to be too silly, but how does it, where would you use that? The kind of picture, now I'm sort of not brought up.
Okay. Where would you use it? I actually go and hold up. This guy shows off where you might use it, right? This guy here, and we do have a door price today of one of these, or a voucher for anyway. We can't have this one. This one's going to prototype. Okay. This is the DMX version of the one with the expansion on the top. This is called the micro DCG. You can see it is truly small. There's not much to it. Still does 2 pixels of output, DMX in, but this one has a DMX plus string. Okay. Where you use this is you've got a little slowly, little feature that might come, small group of pixels, point of load, tube, so that the tube over there, the stars, anything where you've got something that you want to have a control that's right at the point of where you want to control those pixels. Because remembering that to get from that point to this point on the pixel screen, your distance limitation is somewhere between 3 to 6 meters maximum. There are pixel extenders. I'm just talking native out of these controls. So these devices are designed to be right at where you want to use controlling pixels. Candy canes, another one. Little arches. I mean, you can run a full arch. You know, I could run my arches on these. Okay, same here. So yeah, point of control stuff. Same with all the people Ethernet stuff. Point of control, right out where you want, right next to pixels. Okay.
Small enough to hide.
HD 12 volt little will not do longer runs than 5 volts. It will, however, suffer less in terms of voltage drop. So it sort of will do longer. Yes, and speaking of E131. Okay, so that is the question on where you might use it. Pretty much, old man by the time he was on the court, and I don't think he advised me to this, he's bought a couple of ECG P12Rs, which are 12 universal output devices, like one on the floor behind him, which are ideal for doing megatrips. Okay? Because you can see, you've got lots of pixels on a megatree, 12 universals of output, makes sense. So he's going to use those for his megatrips. He's bought a bunch of the P2s that were floating around. And he bought half a dozen or 8 or so. And he's going to use them for his individual arches, vertical strips, RGB outline stuff, anywhere he wants to be able to just plug into the directed input. So, lots of uses for it.
Which one would you say is more of a replacement for the TP?
Anyone who's run across the old TP3244, which was my board, which was what I used to drive my megatrees the last couple of years, the direct replacement, DMX device, one of these. Okay? But if you want to get E131 out, the ECG picture is the replacement.
Can't put directly with one of those?
Well, in terms of number of pixels.
No, you said like that.
Oh.
Restrictions,
So, same with any of the pixel controls, doesn't matter what it is, 3 to 6 metres is the known tested working distances. Okay? We've had people report 10 metres, some have reported a bit longer.
It's not very common, you're talking about 4 universes.
It's not. The whole, that's why we talk about them being actual points of load. Okay? So, pretending that was a P2.
Those are my pixels. I basically plug a P2 in there, put a waterproof container, and drive the pixels going both ways in the front of my house. One network cable going in the bottom.
So, yeah, it's the distance from the controller to the first pixel. Sorry if there's any confusion. 3 to 6 metres. 3 to 6 metres from the controller to the first pixel.
I like that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
And this is really what the actually you put the first picture of the about 7 million mark and that's the top of it. So it's a big picture. So the picture does the data regeneration, it doesn't actually come up with it.
Yeah, so what Eric said was you can actually put sacrifice a pixel, put it in there and use it as a repeater. And repeat it out so you get further out from the controller.
So then you know
The concept behind these sorts of boards, I mean, the P2R, the sounds, I think it's $65. They're cheap enough that you're just going to put another one in. Or you're going to put them right on the load. So that makes sense.
Yes, this might work. I'm going to try something. Someone got a spare network cable.
Down under the desk on the corner, right? There's a bunch.
I mentioned basic power over Ethernet before.
Thanks.
I'm hoping this is going to work. This worked in Brisbane. I haven't changed the pin, so I'm hoping this is going to continue to work. All this new hardware from Ed is designed to either be, you can power it, by 5 volts, 12 volts, 24 volts, 36 volts even, I think. And that's what my head went. How many marks? This is the tag on.
Oh, all of mine is tag.
Oh, I got it. I'm going to inject some power. Just see what I think.
The only two controllers there that I got working for the presentations was D2, because you're still heavily writing the network. And this little one. So, I've got data coming out of my computer. It's okay. I haven't got any power except 27 volts coming into this power injector. So the power control. Now I need another network cable. Definitely have network cables.
Over in space.
The dial box we read this morning, I thought I had enough. So, out of there, get the dirty fingers off the bit of light. See the power up mode, and the lights are flashing. Takes, I think it said it takes 8 seconds. There we go. And we help to actually plug it in correctly. Okay, did I set it? There we go. We have a number of strings. Sorry, that one actually did have a hook in it.
That's a first.
Yeah, I could accidentally. Then we have some pixels running away. Now, in many ways, this is the sort of plug and play ability with RGB pixels that we're trying to get the community and the ability for people just to take some equipment, plug it all together, and it works.
Just convince one.
Okay?
Just convince one.
Convince one, right? Okay.
How many amps can you pull out of that? So
In terms of the ability to run pixels, it's been known that you can run 25 pixels off one of those direct using this sort of power supply. Okay? Any more of that, you don't do. And like everything with pixels and power, there's going to be some ultimate limit to how much power you can draw from this device. So you do have to run calculations. But the idea behind this level of technology is just to be able to, as I said, you've got a little candy cane, you've got a little star or something like that, you put the controller up there, you just run a network cable to it, you plug it in and it works. That's the theory. You do have to configure the controls, but once they're configured, you basically plug it in and it works. All that new stuff will have be able to be USB configured as well. You plug in the USB port, bring up software, there we go.
So Phil, on the discussion there, you say, could vanilla last out and I've got with X3, and I just basically change it on the end of the NLR network and have that in the DMX Explorer, then it would. The candy cane, hide those lights in the candy cane.
Yep, you could chain the end of your board DMX into there, inject power, and go out to DMX if you want to power it correctly, or you can power those devices individually as well. So that will work. Thanks for the stranded or unstranded cable, in terms of Cat5, I think everyone uses unstranded cable because it's cheap. I don't think, hands up anyone who uses stranded cable out the yard. That's because I got 1,000 metres of it really cheap. No other reason. And interestingly, I bought these two 500 metre drums, I think for about $70 a drum. And got them home, cut them all up, put them out in the yard, crimp connectors on, and I used them for 2 years. And I come back and I wanted to do something. I wanted to actually, I stripped them off, stripped the plastic off and just tinned a couple of ends to do something with it. And suddenly realised I actually had stranded cable. So I actually used it, played with it for 2 years before I realised it was stranded.
In addition, a lot of the Cat 5 connectors are going in and designed for either
Strand,
copper or standard.
Yeah.
If you get a long one, then you've got to get bad connections on your.
Yeah.
The majority of it's all solid copper.
I must admit these days, 10 metre, 20 metre cables are ultra cheap from eBay. I'm actually just starting to buy 10 metre and 20 metre cables and just use them. Preform, waterproof connectors, like waterproof, solid plastic connectors, strain relief boots, because you've got blood breaking, but the cable's there. It's literally not worth my time to make cables anymore. Not at the price they sell 10 and 20 metre cables for. So, I wanted a 20 metre cable last year for my Cat 5, my actual Ethernet running out from my yard. Was to what I want to do, but I couldn't have been bothered getting the roll out and making one. So I know I went off and diverged onto hardware. Apologies for the speed of that. Is there any other questions that you need to know?
One of the website involved.
Sorry?
The website involved.
In terms of J1sys, it is J1sys.com, I think.
Yeah, Joshua wants.
Is it actually, no, I think it's J1sys.com. Yeah, I think so. I think it's the short one. The links are there on the forum. Wiki.
Search suppliers.
Yeah.
In these power injectors, how many of them injectors would you be able to power up that board? And you've got there. Yeah, that's 8.
Well, it's 8 inputs.
So you can run 8 watts of 25 pixels around your yard from that one?
Possibly.
So it hasn't been tested?
No.
Right.
No. Must be. I have pulled that apart. It would be a few amps at 27 volts coming in.
Yeah.
They're probably handle 4 or 5 amps based on the circuit board inside. So I don't know much about that.
You know, just bringing with tube elements.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, it hasn't been tested. Okay. These are available from eBay. It's quite a US sells them. I think they're about $35 to buy them. He also sells a 2-port version, so you can do a 2-port one, power injection. So that might be more simple. He sells these now. I didn't buy this with the power adapter. I bought it just as a plain unit. It's wires plugged in and got different connectors on it. He also sells them with power supply as well. I think about $50 in freight.
Yeah.
With a power supply. So.